Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for coming by the channel once again to see some more Captain Tsubasa Dream Team here with the homie Nako. Bring you some more content now that the anniversary is over. So the question is, now what? Nako, what do I do now? All right. Well, we're also going to analyze the new Brazil Canary banner that is out right now and give you the reasons why you shouldn't pull and ask you why you pulling. Stop it. Relax. The anniversary just finished. Calm down. Take it easy, man. There's a lot of things we got to do. Well, not really, but yeah. Okay. Here's what we're going to talk about. Okay, so let me go over my team real quick, but before that, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave some commentary down below. We're ever so close to the 1,000, so please, everybody, help me out. Let's get to that goal right there. We're so close. Let's go. Okay, so if you saw my pulls for my main account, you'll see here we got kind of lucky, right? Since I didn't pull the SDF Natureza, I was thinking of still using this Natureza because he has Avert Crisis, which is still useful. I do have access to the Brazilian Dream Duo right here on the 1-2, so that I can replace that instead of NRS. And so here was the thing that I was getting at, right? Okay, so like let's say for example Roberto, if you either pulled for Misaki or for the Natureza, right? The thing with Misaki is, you see here I have him at BB8 because it was a lot easier to bring him to that level. Now, even before the units that they gave us for free through the anniversary medals, I already had plenty of other Misaki units already at BB4 so that I could use them as materials for this guy to bring him up to his max potential. There, unfortunately for Natureza, even if I had pulled him, I would not have had enough of anything to bring him up to BB8, and so that would have been a problem for me. Because the thing with Natureza is that he's more of he's one of those where he's gonna be all around, you know. In some cases now, some of your players you could get away with just stat breaking. This guy though, I would like to bring him up to at least ability limit release 2, and then I'll go a little bit of Y. And so now I think whenever you're gonna pull for a character, you're gonna be asking yourself a few questions. One, is there bond good for my team? And I'm talking about when the new bond system finally comes, which unfortunately it did not come after this maintenance. So we're hopeful that, I guess, another week of waiting. They did say July. So we're just hopeful that it'll come sooner rather than later, but I'm pretty sure they're trying to work up the kinks for the halftime and all that stuff and how that's going to work, etc. Okay. Maybe I would say that what they should do is, because like let's say somebody like me already has like players in mind that I would use for like their bonds and stuff like that. I already set them aside so that I could kind of like get an idea of something that I would want to put together. Like in this one, no, ignore this. It's not minus 53 plus 24. That's if I would have used 4 units of plus 6, but that's not what I'm doing here. In this one, I forgot what was it, but it was like minus 30 something with like plus 20 something bond and like plus 20-ish something shield or whatever. So it's like a mixture of stuff, right? So right now, all we have are options to favorite and lock them. I would like if they add maybe like an option for us to select maybe for halftime, so we're not sorting through all the players that we have. Maybe have like a sub deck to go with it. What I mean by that is like, okay, you create a deck of the players that you want on the field and on the bench, and then the sub deck would be the players, the 11 players plus the 7 bench players that you would choose to interchange bonds with. So when halftime comes around and you want to change, like let's say you had some bond and some shield, but the other player doesn't have, your opponent doesn't have any debuff, and you want to switch it up to all bond instead or something like that, then at halftime you could use the other players that you've already pre-selected and predetermined through the sub deck or whatever to select the bonds from. You get me? So it's a lot easier to select the changes that you want to make, as opposed to having to sort through all the players that you own. Because simply by giving them a heart, I don't think it will be enough. When you sort, I don't think you can even sort through locked players. You can only sort through favorite players. Not sort through, but I mean like view to view. Like, let me show you, for example. Right now, we got this right here. Okay, so if I use that probably looks funny, huh? If I use favorites, all it says is tap the players that you want to make a favorite. Add or remove from favorites. The lock is the same thing. But if you do this one, filters. That's right, not sort. It filters through the ones that you have given a heart to, right? There's a lot of them that I've given a heart to right now because of different like bonds and stuff like that I wanted to use. But now I'm gonna bring it down to a much smaller number. But maybe that's what we're gonna have to do. Maybe just use the favorites and select our top 18 of what we would want to do and do that. Unless they want to add in like there's space right here to add in a third button. You know, like it'll be like bonds or something. I don't know. Just a suggestion. But anyway, okay. So my gripe is with the new system. Okay. At first, it was like, okay, it's cool because it's supposed to benefit the veterans, as opposed to like, let's say, for example, somebody who's just barely started off with like a fresh account or something like that, right? Yes, I've had plenty of cards, but the thing is that what I realize is that I have plenty of cards of Japanese players. A lot of these cards, but the thing is, I did have some for this Natureza when I got them, but what I had was the green one with the overhead kick, and that one is now he's considered rare. The only transfer that I've seen him pop out in are the SR mixture, and I think randomly on SSR tickets he might still be in the pool. But now when you're pulling from transfers, you're mostly pulling newer players. And then when you get the DB rank, I'm gonna show you which cards are available and how it's a little bit tougher to bring up to the full potential any players that are non-Japanese. And that's the thing in this anniversary, it was very Japanese player centric. So I had mixed feelings about the anniversary in the sense that it was crazy because it was awesome because they gave so many dream balls. That used to be a gripe. Hey man, we have all these transfers, where the dream balls? This time we had all the dream balls but not that many transfers, and that was a trip, right? The only few non-Japanese players that came were because of two random club transfers that were thrown in. And even then, out of those non-Japanese players, the only usable one is Zeno Hernandez and Gentil. So, you know. It was weird. It was weird not seeing so many transfers, to be honest. But I mean, that was cool too, because it's basically what allowed me to secure the DC Genzo here on my main. It's what allowed me to have enough of an opportunity to even bother trying for Misaki, getting lucky enough to try for Natureza, and at least pulling Roberto as a consolation prize because he's a very good playmaker. And now here's the thing, right? Considering those things, right now I have Roberto at BB6. I've only been able to ability limit release him to 2. I have an opportunity to bring him up to BB4, but I feel that it's no longer necessary. Okay, so if you got Roberto back then when he was first came out, whether like 2 months ago or whatever, then okay, I would understand that you have him at BB8 now. But if you just got him from the anniversary, you don't need to BB8 Roberto anymore, because Misaki, Natureza, those are the 2 players scoring goals. That's it. Maybe Haas under the right conditions, and even Margus still has a chance. Not consistently, but he has a chance. And the good thing with Margus too is that even though he might not score, at least he drains the Genzo by 30 or 35%. 35% to stamina. Wow. See, so I still want to use him, but I also want to use him for playmaking. Right now, my entire focus is on getting Misaki the ball. So Natureza here with his Avert Crisis, I could get players out of the way, possibly. Same thing with Tsubasa, get players out of the way to open things up for Misaki. I could move the ball up right here with special skill block, 2 of them. One guaranteed, the other one 80%. And this guy, surprisingly, he's very strong in terms of his raw stats. Look at that dribble, 31K and pass 30,000. Look at Tsubasa, 28 and 29. Speed 30,000, technique 28. Tsubasa 24 speed, technique 29. So he's a very good passer. It's just that because the Japanese players seem to get the character cards, seem to be the ones that get the strongest skills. So you see my strongest skill right here is a 440 dribble and then a 455 pass. Meanwhile, Tsubasa has a 520 dribble. 455 pass still. They have not given him a better pass than that. That's crazy. Oh yeah, that's because I used to have a Ribaud. But you know, he has good skills. This one I'm just missing to bring him up through ability limit really, so I can add on the tackle and the intercept, and he'll be a decent one. And also inside master 30%. So if they try and face him in a defensive matchup, you know, it could cause some problems. Forward plus 3%. And the main thing is that he has high baller. High baller. Because I hate giving Misaki the ball and he keeps on getting volleys, man. So I just want to make things easier. The whole focus right now, as of right now, after the anniversary, you rather have Zeno or you have Genzo. That's it. Any other goalkeeper that you ask about, is he good? Is he good? Is he good? No, not anymore. Only Genzo, only Zeno. Now it depends on your rank, of course. If you're not up there in like the platinum ranks and the S ranks and whatever, you can still get away with previous goalkeepers, but it would have to be previous SDF Genzo or previous Zeno. Anybody before that is practically useless. But right now, those are the 2 main goalkeepers, and I have both of them. I got lucky. Then the other thing is attack wise, scoring, forget about anybody scoring. Like I said, it's mostly Misaki and Natureza with consistency. DC Margus still has a chance, but when I use him with still has a chance is because in the previous anniversary I got lucky that I got his strongest header right there. But I need Chester. That's why I wanted DC Chester so much. But this Chester is still not bad. He's still usable. Now, like how I mentioned, he is no longer necessary at BB8 because his shot stat looks pretty decent right there. But like I said, it's Misaki and Natureza, the ones that are scoring, dude. 22 and 21. And this guy, even this guy, when he does the Skywing, the high speed, high speed tornado sky alpha. Why do I keep calling it Skywing alpha? High speed tornado sky alpha, 545 momentum, and you avoid both boost to Genzo from the ground shot and from being Japanese, and he still can get stopped. Okay, so but I mean, he scores with consistency because he's over the 50% mark, and that says a lot. Because anybody below Misaki that is not at this level, 22k and 21k in power. Look at that. And this guy is not, I'm telling you, he's not beating Genzo at like 80%, 90%. No, he's like around 60 to 70, whatever, depending on how you have him or whatever, right? So yeah, Roberto's not going to score. So don't worry about getting him to BB8. Right now, he's just, your primary focus with him is to get the ball to your Misaki, Natureza, or Margus. Or your only other option will be to have anybody that's like Margus that's strong enough to do damage as well through the use of a stamina killer, so that you could try and drain the Genzo so you have some sort of chance to score on him. That's pretty much the only other way if you don't have Misaki or Natureza, the SDF ones. So again, this guy, I kept him here. Now, like I said, if I wanted to BB8 him, I could do this, right? Here's the thing. Check it out. I had one of these guys that was at BB8. So I sacrificed them to give myself that BB2. But then I got, even though I have this extra one right here, I could have claimed also from the SP, the other Roberto one, and used this one, got him up to BB8. But for what? I would have wasted the technique here that I have for a future Roberto, which also has one of his stronger dribbles, and he has a tackle and an intercept skill that other Robertos don't have. So this one's full of useful skills for another one, so I didn't want to use them up. And because Natureza is a little bit harder to get player cards for, then even though I didn't get the new one, I claimed them. Oh yeah, so you see the other Natureza, I used the overhead kick one, and I used the debuff one, the one that was with that blue national jersey or whatever. I sacrificed him because I needed to get this guy up to BB8. Now, if I were to pull the new Natureza, the only one I had up to BB8 to sacrifice to increase the new one would have been that one, the DC one. So I would not have had access to his dribble, and I would have, nah, man, it's too much to sacrifice there. So now here's the thing. This intercept is better than the one that Roberto currently has in the DF one, right? Because this one is less in stamina and higher in momentum. This one is 360 for 460. Now, as you can see, I have one dupe right there. If I give it to him, I could use my tickets from the DB thing. See, 450 for 380. The other one was 460 for 360. Now, the tickets that they gave me from the premium, right? So I made it up to legend for the first time. I managed to make it there somehow because they gave us so many dream balls. That was crazy. And again, not that many banners, so there wasn't much to pull on. So I managed to save them up and use them effectively, I guess, right? And the skill removals right here was a big jump. I wanted those extra 5, and then you get 3 of these, right? So with those 3, I have a few options. But let me just show you real quick. I'm not going to go over all those options. I'm just going to show you what's available in that ticket so that you can see. There it is. Okay. All right. Let me move again. Hold on. Let me float. All right. So, there's that. Okay. So, we got these guys right here. Whoa. Okay, none of those. My cable didn't like that. My bad. None of these that I would use at the moment, right? But like, let's say I'm looking for Natureza cards or even Misaki cards. Now that I think about it, look, there are not even any Misaki cards here or what? If you want a Misugi, if you want to bring up Misugi, this Jun Misugi right here is the only card they have from these tickets. And I think that's the only Tsubasa they have from these tickets. But they gave us so many Tsubasas, it doesn't matter. But for Misugis, they only gave us enough for me to get... Oh no, there's another Misugi here. That's right. They only gave us enough for me to ability limit release for the second level. There's this one Misaki right there. And that one, I get them a lot. This is the one Natureza, the Wonder Defense one. See, there's no overhead kick Natureza anymore. And those are practically like the only gacha cards that are available. So even if you're pulling from like SSR tickets and you're hoping for a gacha card to bring up some sort of player, the only... Oh, look, there's another Misaki right there. That's right. See, there's that one. So if I use my tickets, and there's another Misugi, but if I use my tickets to claim this Roberto right here, then I could bring up that card to BB4 and then feed him to the DF Roberto. But for what? Again, I'm not going to score with that shot. He's not going to be a primary shot taker. So I don't feel that the need is there. So now when we ask, is he good? Well, again, you have to check on the bonds. And then the other thing, well, once the new bond system happens, and then the other thing will be like, I feel like it could go back to how things were before. And I made a mistake too. But anyway, I'll talk about it right now. So you could go back to the days of asking, how do I limit break this guy? How do I LB this guy? Like, let's say the DF Roberto. In this case, the LB, you don't need BB8. Now you could do up to ability limit release 2. So BB6, I guess. And then from there, just increase his support stats. Pass, dribble, technique, speed, tackle, and intercept, right? So you stress out a little bit less. And then I could pass on the stronger and better intercept skill here. And then on my Misugi, maybe I could use the tickets on the Misugi right here, because I have the same situation where I have one and on an extra copy. Then I could use the 3 here to be before him or whatever. But at the same time, I don't know that I want to do that. I think I'm okay with the Misugi just being at BB6. But you see, there's a larger selection of Japanese players and stuff like that. This is the Bobang that you need for the upcoming bond system. But this guy right here, the Christensen, I want 3 copies of this guy because I have the same situation, 1 and 1 copy. So then I'd be able to be before him. So that could BB8. No, not BB8, BB2, BB6. The green one that I have on my squad. But you see, at the present moment, it's much harder. That's my gripe. It's much harder to justify pulling for oh, you see, and I didn't even pay attention to. No, I'm not gonna go back to it. I didn't pay attention to how many Santana cards are there, because we're gonna go over the Brazil banner right now, and there are people who already pulled, and I don't understand why. But let's say you did decide to pull, and then you get Santana. Okay, well, where? Santana actually has a good amount of SSR cards actually in the pool. He has this one. He has this one. I think he has 2 more. This green one. Then this blue one right here. Oh, this red one is gacha as well. Okay, so Santana has a lot. Santana has a lot, but maybe not through the selectable ones. But Natureza, however, in terms of gacha, this one, as you saw, was not selectable. So you gotta hope that he comes out in a regular SSR ticket. This is the Wonder Defense one that is selectable through the SSR ticket. And that's it, man. Everything else is exclusive. That's it. That's it. So what are you supposed to do then? What are we supposed to do? I mean, I didn't get them, so I don't have to worry about it. But for those of you guys that got them, what are you going to do? What are you supposed to do? So, you know, oh, I just noticed that my thingy up here looks a little bit like, I can't really see the, who cares about that? The stamina I got. Yeah, you know, like, what's up with that? So it's going to be interesting going forward because of the fact that, again, because the anniversary was very Japanese player centric. There's a Dream Ball stuff? Oh. Because it was very Japanese centric, a lot of the rewards in terms of players that they offered, even for this one, man, this one was weird. Look, like, let's say for example, okay, I gotta claim these before it finishes. Okay, but like, look, they gave us a whole bunch of Tsubasas. Well, thank you. I mean, I already had my SDF Tsubasa at max, but thanks for giving me security for any future Tsubasas, even though there's already a lot of Tsubasas within the pool as well. But like, I did take advantage and get the Shingo Aois because I got them. But most of these, like, for what? For what? Are you telling me there's actually going to be a good Hans Dolman coming around? Or is it just because, like, okay, well, we gave this guy, we increased their stats a little bit, so here you go, guys. So you can, but for what? For cups? That's it? For the cups? Because this Tsubasa could be used either for cup or to bring up an actual usable and useful player. But what are we supposed to do about Natureza, huh? What do we do about Natureza? Another player like this, like Carolus. There's one gacha card of Carolus. One. There's maybe like a couple of Pepe ones here or there. But what's up, man? You got to give some love to the non-Japanese players as well. And then you're going to come at us with this one. Like, okay, here's this new event, right? Where's it at? Here's a new event. Like, thanks for Dream Balls and stuff. We appreciate the Tamatsus now. But before it was like, where are the Tamatsus? Now, like, where are the dupes, man? How are you going to help us ability limit release? You helped us with the Japanese players, but what about everybody else? And then you're going to give us these right here. And there's only one copy. And you already gave us a few of Zeno Hernandez's. All of these got stat increases. All of these guys right here. So you get one copy. How am I gonna bring this guy up to BB8? How am I gonna bring this guy, even if I just wanted to mess around, dude, when the new bond system comes around? Because some of these guys are actually somewhat interesting. This one especially, guys, this one especially, I have them already because I got lucky in one of those tickets at some point or another that they gave us either for New Year's or like April Fools or something like that, where you had opportunities to pull exclusive players, and I got this one. I never really got to use them in a PvP, but now I'd be interested for a couple of reasons. Okay, one is that this guy right here, there used to be a time where there was a meta of trying to get players to give you this. Now this one gives you 30% as an SSR card. When you bring them up to UR, this increases to 50% to start the match. And he had terrible bonds, but now, yes, they increase his stats. They increase his dribble, his pass, his shot. He has a crazy dribble stat in the end. Let me show him to you. The only problem is he has terrible skills, man. So he's gonna be a terrible cone. But hey, it's 50% to start full power. Do I need that? Do I want that? I don't know, but it's interesting. Maybe if you know, if I allowed myself if life would allow me the time, so that I could create these interesting PvP videos that I want to do. So I have ideas, man. Okay, so you see right here, I haven't given them stat breaking. I do have ways to enhance them to bring them up to BB8 if I wanted to. It's interesting that they increase his shot stat and his power somewhat, but he's not gonna be, even though he has Japanese player killer, it's only 5%. Pedal to the metal is only 10%. I don't think he's gonna do any damage, especially when I don't have the only strong aerial shot that I would have access to would be from the DF Espadas. Right here. I forgot how strong this one is. Only 480, and then the thing is that Espadas is only like normal, as you saw. So he's not gonna do damage, but he's interesting just because of this. No, not because of that. Not because of that. Not because of that. 50%. Where you at? 50%. So if you have Natureza, who has pedal to the metal at 10%, I don't know. Maybe you're trying to jump to a quick lead. Maybe you have people like Chester who give you a slight increase when you win that matchup, who's still usable as long as you're matched up against an AM or DM. Then he's very, very usable still. You know, there are possibilities. The new bond system is coming, so look, expand your mind, man. It's gonna be crazy the amount of different things that we can do. Right now, I would say it's not all about power and blah blah blah, but it is, in the sense that it's all about this guy's power and Natureza's power. How are you gonna get the most out of those units? And I already have my Hyuga ready. I told you guys about this guy. Okay, he's just a bit of a cone, but stamina killer is always annoying, so I'm sure that they're not gonna want to be using you in matchups often. This guy, I'm only toying with him because it opens up the notorious duo for this guy and his high baller. But you know, there's a lot of different things that you can do, man, so I'm super excited for that. All right, let's see. I gotta get going because I gotta go pick up my children. So let's go with the analysis. I got carried away, huh? 30 minutes. Wow. Okay, well, you know, like I said, there's a lot of things to do post anniversary, a lot of things to think about. So right here we have blue Carlos Santana. As you see, 15k and 14k right here. That's not enough anymore. Not enough. 22k for my Misaki or 20 whatever, and then power whatever. You know, even when you bring them up with stat breaking and ability limit release, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. 22 and 21 at BB8. 22 and 21. And this guy is and then this Santana is blue, so he has the color working against him, against Genzo, but he might be able to score on Zeno, maybe with this penalty area master increase. So 15 plus 22 bring him upwards up to 17, almost 18k, and then down here is 34, so that brings up 17, almost 18k. And with this penalty area master increase, he might, I think he'd probably be able to score on Zeno. Oh, well, Full Metal Phantom, you'll probably be able to score on Zeno Hernandez. But, well, I guess it'll depend on a new bond system, or you have to use them in a debuff team. Okay? But these are all gacha cards, guys. These are all gacha cards. These are all gacha cards. These are all gacha cards. Meaning, you'll be able to put them from SSR tickets in the future, so you don't have to pull for them right now. Pepe. No. Not even good as a playmaker. Not even good as getting the ball back. This is still too low. This is all too low now. This is all too low now. He's not really going to get through with these. This is a terrible pass. Only 370. He's going nowhere. And good luck finding other good useful skills for him. And this, when are you going to use that? This? No. 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 You're not pulling. He's not scoring. He's not doing anything. And this one, the one that everybody says, it's just the Yamada recycled artwork. Wow, I had not really paid attention to the card yet, so I hadn't seen him. That's hilarious. But no, because this character is based off of Roberto Carlos, the only reason why they give him this stat right here in shot and power is to kind of pay homage to the fact that Roberto Carlos was a good shooter. But in this case, he's not going to be good enough to score. And that's cool that you give him some decent offensive stats, but I want my defender to defend, man. This ain't real soccer. This is a Captain Tsubasa game. I'm not using my defender to score goals. No, this is not going to be good enough. Not even for defending right here. And he doesn't even have high momentum. He doesn't have high momentum. What's it called? And then there's only one SSR gacha player available for him. So no. This is nice if you're going to form a debuff team. But they're gacha. Just wait for them to appear in the tickets, okay? So like I said, don't pull for them. And if you did, why? Why? Don't do it. And it tells you too right here. One SSR guaranteed, but keep in mind that does not mean that you're guaranteed one from the banner. It doesn't say one new SSR guaranteed. It's one SSR guaranteed. It shows you right here, 100%, 42 players available, and you have a 14% chance of pulling one of these cards. So no, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. I think these are cards right now that they just need to exist in a way. And if you're, I don't know what you're thinking if you decide to pull here, but I think it's just their way of kind of like slowing down as well on their end and just bringing these cards into existence, probably just so that there exists more cards in the pool to be able to elevate future cards like Santana. Full Metal Phantom is finally gacha obtainable as opposed to having to rely on a limited unit. And so stuff like that, you know, I think is just being introduced to us to be thrown into the pool. So relax. Dream Collection is coming soon. I'm sure that if you have any Dream Balls left, they're going to give us something that's worthy of pulling. I'm pretty sure. But, you know, and then if you don't have SDF Basa, most likely he's going to be the featured unit at the end of this month. So hold on tightly to your Dream Balls and pull wisely, or don't pull at all, depending on what you need. All right. So that's it, everybody. We made it to the end of the video. I gotta hurry up because I'm running late to get my children. So please don't forget to practice kindness, be respectful, be responsible, be safe, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Much love and peace. Till the next one.